Hey guys, how's it going? Set here, and today bringing to you another video to help you out in My Hero Ultra Rumble. And this time we're going to be looking at how to do 1v3s. Now, disclaimer to begin with, even after watching this guide, you're still probably not going to win many 1v3s. At least not if the other team, are very strong. But with that being said, you can improve your chances of being able to do that. And there is really no surefire way of being able to win a 1v3. But what you can do is do as many things right as possible to put yourself in the best opportunity to actually do that. So in this video here, I'm just basically going to maybe be, analyzing some things that you guys could be doing, some things that I did to ensure that I won a 1v3. And hopefully it helps you out. And, when you find yourself in this situation, um, you know, you can put some of these into effect and maybe grab a 1v3 for yourself. So this was all in ranked play from the beta. So you might see some stuff here that looks a tad bit different. But yeah, so here it is. There's one team left, a team of three. So the first thing that's very, very important is to split these guys up. If you see one that is away from the pack, you want to try and get him out immediately, like I tried to do with this fella here. So if you can weaken one, or even better, take one out, that immediately turns it to a 1v2. So try to find one that's split off from the rest. If you see two over there, holding hands in the corner, and you've got another one running around on a building on his own or somewhere else, get that guy out if you can. And if you can't get him out, get him as low as you can, because that way at least you know, hey, one of them is a lot weaker than the other two now, which makes the 1v3 just that tiny bit more possible. So the next thing you want to do is try not to be right in front of their face at all times. Because if you're in front of their face the whole time, that's three different sets of moves attacking you at once. But if you are going to be close to them like I am in this video, try to have some measure of cover. I'm probably dead by this point if that rock in the middle isn't there. But I've been rotating around that rock using the leverage. They can't like dip their attacks up and over that rock. I've been using that leverage against them. If you scroll back, you'll see. I'm using the environment to give me like cover. So another thing to take a note of is the character you're using. Bakugo's got some great AoE damage, so I like to lead these guys into a state where they're sort of bunched together, then I can use my attacks to hit more than one of them at once. Obviously, this is the beta again, so that double tap L1, which we all loved if we played Bakugo, is not in the game anymore. But, again, same rules apply still. Use what you have available to you. So just to recap so far, find somebody away from the pack if you can. Do as much damage on them as possible. If you can take them out or down them, great. Second of all, don't stand right in front of all of them, because that's three sets of attacks hitting you at once. And trust me, your life and shields are not going to hold up to that. Number three, what you want to do is ensure that you're using the environment to your benefit. So if there's some sort of cover that you can rotate and move around and basically stop that from being a 3v1. Because like I said, with that rock up there, they couldn't all attack me at once, because that rock was making it only so that one of them could see me, then only two of them can see me, then I'm moving around again, only one of them can see me. And if you can whittle down opponents that way. So again, try to use the environment to break up the opponent's team, try to break up their chemistry. Rather, because if you stand out there in the open, nothing to to bar you off. That's again three sets of attacks hitting you, and trust me, your life is not gonna stand up to that. So what you want to do is confirm those kills. If you get somebody down, try to I know it's gonna sound maybe a bit risky, but try to confirm that down into a KO almost more than getting the next guy down, unless he's right in front of you. If you get a guy down on a 1v3 and the other two aren't there yet, instead of running over to try and find the other two, just eliminate the guy you got down. Get him out straight away. If you have the other one breathing down your neck, pay attention to him. But if you can get one of them down, if you have that small time to do that, then do that, because then he's gone. Over here, I tricked this Todoroki into a false sense of security. So I retreated from him because he activated his plus ultra. So if we have a look back here, he activated his plus ultra. I retreated to make him think I was running away, like I need to refuel. Because of that, look, he takes his eyes off me and goes to loot. Because he took his eyes off me and went to loot, I essentially got 2 or 3 easy shots on him, because he thought I ran away, but I ran away then turned back around. So again, you want to be maneuvering around in a 1v3, making them think you're going away places just to turn back around and take cheap shots at them. That might mean because they've stopped to loot because they think you're gone for a minute, or that might be because they've let their guard down because they're chasing, so they're not thinking about dodging. So then when you turn around and bang, pop them, they're not waiting for that. So then there's another tip for you there. So this is where I win the 1v3 because I pressured him. He ended up going down in the tunnel, and then the zone essentially takes him out, and I do the 1v3. If he's trapped down there, I win. So again, try to split the enemy up. Try not to fight all three of them at once. Split them up. Even if it means like hitting one of them once or twice. Then go into another one, hitting them once or twice. Because again, you can't fight three people at the same time unless unless they're all very low and you have some AoE craziness. So as you can see, they're like proof is in the pudding. Again, this is from the beta. Did the 1v3 here. I do have some other 1v3s from full launch now, but this is just easier to do because this video is already ready and made for me. So there's that one, and we have another one over here, this time with Todoroki. So again, was in another squad of 2 people. Todoroki plays a little bit different from Bakugo, so you're going to get to see a different perspective here and a different means of winning. So at first this was like a 3-way, not that kind of 3-way. This was a 3-way, so there's 3 teams in here with me being one of them as the solo. But don't worry, this does turn into a 1v3. I'm not going to cheese it and say, it's a 1v3 when it's like some sort of 1v2v3. Don't worry. So another tip that I'd give you guys, it's not necessarily in the 1v3 department, but it will lead to it. And that's when there's like 3 teams left or 4 teams left and you're a 1-person, experience. You don't want to be getting too involved in everything. Don't get me wrong, someone, flies across your eye line. Sure, go ahead and have a pop at them, but you don't want to be the center of attention. When there's 3 or 4 teams left in the final circle and you're a 1-man, you don't want to be the center of attention. What you want to be doing is what I'm doing right now. Healing up as much as possible. I had like over half of my shields left, but I still spent time to heal. Because every little bit of health and shields at this stage when you're a 1-man with 2 or 3 teams left is crucial. So another tip for the 1v3s. Always be healing up whatever small increment of health you lost. You got 260 health, get that back to 300. You have 265 shields, get that back to 300. Because at a moment's notice, you're going to have 2 or 3 people hitting you at once, and every bit of your resilience is going to count. So as you can see here, I'm standing on the outskirts. Positioning is a big thing. You want to basically place yourself where you're not the center of attention, but you can still see everything. Because if you can't see what's going on, you don't know what you're going to walk into when things change. And of course, in this instance, I like to take pot shots. So I'm trying to just whittle down these people bit by bit by bit. So when it does come to the point where I'm going to need to fight them, hopefully they're weaker than, what they would be at full capacity. So at least there's that chance that, hey, maybe I can take them down 1 or 2 hits quicker, which might lead to the fight going in my favor a lot more than if I didn't do that. And, then they overpower me. So again, try not to be center of attention here. You got two full teams, fighting each other. Why am I going to go down there and get all my things messed up, right? So basically, my intention here was to try and split the teams as much as possible. And I made a mistake here because I misidentified who was on whose team. So what I was trying to do, I was trying to make it go from a 1v3v3 to like a 1v2v2, and then if the final team is left and it's only 2 of them or maybe even 1 of them. But I messed up. I was going after the wrong guys, and essentially I've helped make it into a 1v3 against myself. So now in this part of the video, we're on a 1v3. So again, these tips, I'm just rattling them off as I go along. So if you want to just write these down as I'm saying them, that's probably the best part to do it. Because there's a lot to cover. It's like doing 1v3s. It's not a very traditional thing that you can just, put out normally. You kind of have to show it and explain it. So now here I am. I'm in a 1v3. But I've got good positioning. So that's another thing. Try to find a good position if you can. Again, which is similar to using the environment, my previous point a little while ago. So from here, what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to get as much damage on these guys as possible before I need to go down and confront them. The lower they are, the better it is for me. So the Derby, he gets pretty adventurous. He comes over. I manage to back him off. So again, I'm playing the zone, playing the outskirts, getting my shields up. He thinks I'm retreating and, you know, taking time. So you see, he did what that Todoroki did in the last one. He thinks I'm gone or I'm not interested anymore. And then he took that as a chance to heal out in the open. These guys always do that. Now, as you can notice here, I've got my plus ultra. But I'm going to use that when I definitely need it. Because I've still got full shields. There's no point in me using it just yet. And I'm going to use it to turn the tide. So I get one of them down. So like I said, the Derby, he split off from the group. Do you remember in the first video I said if they split off or they go from the others, go after them. The Derby, he split off from the group. He was pressured. He didn't like being there. He went somewhere on his own. When he went somewhere on his own, I said, oh, so you want a private 1v1? That's when I jumped down to go and get rid of him, finish him off. Now a Derby is out the picture. We went from a 1v3 to a 1v2 because the Derby went away from his team. So again, when they go away from their team, that's the guy you push. Why fight two people at once when you can fight one? And again, remember when I said if you can get one of them down, try to eliminate them outright so they can't get picked up and they can't, you know, pick themselves up after 20 seconds or whatever it is. When I got this Derby down, I needed to make sure this motherfucker was not back up. So that's why when I got him down, even if it's to my own detriment, I'm getting him out of there with all my attacks just so that it permanently becomes a 1v2 in this particular situation. So now we're on a 1v2. Now this was a zone play. You'll see what I mean. I won't say much here. I was getting overwhelmed. You might have think, hey, except why didn't you pop your plus ultra when you was outside? Because it looked like you could have really needed it. You're right. But did you see how small that circle was? I could have activated here. Look at my shields. They're mad low. Why wouldn't I? But I know I needed to have position in that circle. I needed to have position in that circle because the circle outside hurts you. So rather than pop thingy and be hurting on my way in, if I could just get my way in there and use the blowback from the plus ultra, it's going to send those guys into worse positioning than mine, and I'm going to hold all the cards when it comes to, you know, the right place to be. So again, watch. Because I even took hits on the way just to do it. Now I've knocked both of them out of the zone. They're both going to be getting hurt by the zone. I've got full shields, relatively good health. Even though it's a 2-on-1, I'm in control now. I push him out with my ability. Remember I said use your abilities. Doing a 1v3 with Bakugo is not going to be the same as doing a 1v3 with Todoroki. That's why you can't be like, here's what to do. You know, you just can't do that because every character is different. Trying to do a 1v3 with Momo is going to be a completely different story from trying to do a 1v3 with All Might. It's going to be a completely different story. That's why when I'm doing this video for you here, I'm just trying to give you the ideas that should be coming into your head, the thoughts you should be having to try and do these 1v3s, because I can't be like, hey, press left, right, up, down, X, dude. There's no button combination that's going to help you win a 1v3. You just have to play it by your own logic and infuse that with the character that you have at your disposal. I just used Todoroki's Ice Thing to push Cementos further outside. I'm like, go back and keep getting burned, you son of a bitch, by that zone. And my other idea at the same time is try to do the same to Toga. Try to make her feel uncomfortable. So again, by this point, I've done enough damage to both. Toga's out, and within the next few seconds, so is Concrete Lad.
Oh my days! Come on, baby!
So yeah, it was a good time. So if we look at that last bit again, so I run in there, use my plus ultra, I push them both out of the zone. So again, if you're playing a zone victory, plus ultra can push them out and put you on the inside, which is, you know, mad clutch. So again, if you're in that particular situation, do that. Push this lad out, and I just, you know, controlled the space, hitting Toga all I could, staying within the circle as much as I could, and you know, eventually that led to another 1v3 victory. So again, this is from the beta, but you know, same rules essentially applied. I need to hit that again. And yeah, so if you would watch the video, you would went through it. You'll see all these tips along the way. Hopefully they've done something for you. I was initially just gonna post these two 1v3s as like a hey, check this out. But then I decided, hey, maybe I can use it to show the players some, worthwhile information and the thought process behind it. So I would recap, but that's a lot of talking again. So what I will tell you is, maybe go back, watch the video again, see what you can pick up from it. Not only just to what I'm saying, but if you just watch the gameplay itself, I'm sure you will be able to pick up some things on your own that maybe I've missed. Because again, I am just doing this on the fly right now. I got work tonight, but here I am trying to just give you guys another video that could be of use to you in your My Hero journey. So hopefully you guys like it. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. This is the end of our interaction. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. 1v3s, again, don't expect to do them. They're very difficult. People aren't really going to give you a chance anyway. So again, don't watch this video and stroll out, I'm going to start winning 1v3s. You probably won't, let's be honest. And anyone that tells you you will, they're lying. They're just hoping. But if you follow this advice and you follow this logic and you implement it with the character and their quirks, what you have available to you at that time, then while you can't be guaranteed to win a 1v3, you will certainly have a better chance than most. And on top of that, not even just for the 1v3, these are very useful tips for 1v1v3, 1v2v2, 1v2v3. When those times come when you're the one and there's like 4 or 5 teams left in a circle and you're just on your own, these tips are still useful for those situations as well. Anyways, see you on the next one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that and catch you next time. See ya.